Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be speedrunning 4 Ravensburger puzzles. And not that I only have a circle puzzle in this pile, I also have a square puzzle. I don't even know if you know of them because they're not that common. But yeah, I decided to do it as a speedrun as well because it's just, you know, since getting circle puzzles last year at the competition, anything goes. So square one might as well be an option. There is also another thing that I wanted to tell you. So I got my personal best and personal worst with those 4 puzzles. So if you want to play a little guessing game right now, you can, let me know in the comments down below what you thought was my personal best and personal worst. But you have to pause the video before moving forward because obviously the results are going to be revealed. So let me just quickly show you the puzzles. So we've got Lake Como, we've got Animals, we've got Dandelions, and we've got Geometric Design. So yeah, you can just number them. This one can be number 4, this one can be number 3, number 2, and then number 1. So if you want to play the guessing game, you don't have to, but it's all up to you guys. And yeah, I already showed you the puzzles, but let's move on to the first one. The first puzzle is titled Lake Como, Italy. So this puzzle is not actually mine, I borrowed it from a friend that is going to the competition with us. Actually all 3 are borrowed, it's just the 4th one that's actually mine. So I decided to just, try to get some practice in as well because obviously Spain is gonna come like in 6 months. It's closer than we think, like we're already halfway through to the other competitions. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the competition, but also I want to improve my time. I want to consistently come under 1 hour. So, spoiler alert, that didn't happen today. I mean, if I got my personal worst, then you probably know that it didn't go under 1 hour. So yeah, I think it's time to show you how it went. Obviously, I had to do a full flip at this puzzle because there's not much point in sorting that. The houses are all like a bit mixed. I could have sorted like the sky, I guess, and the sea, but there was so little pieces that I thought it was completely pointless. So I think this puzzle started off really well because the sky was quite easy to put together. Then I put the sea together, which was also very easy. I must admit that I got stuck on the houses a little bit. There was enough detail for me to see where something goes. It was just, I had to reference the picture quite a bit for the houses. But then when I got to the green section, there wasn't that much greenery. I'm not gonna lie, there wasn't. But it's just when I was trying to really be as fast as possible, I was just like, why is this piece not fitting? So we did slow down a little bit, which I didn't enjoy that much, but I think I got a pretty good time for that one. So I got 1 hour, 3 minutes and 5 seconds on this puzzle, which, yeah, I know I said I want to constantly come under 1 hour, but I think it's just, I got really, frustrated with the trick. Not like frustrated, I don't know how to explain, but I start to panic, and this is also a thing that I did at the Worlds in the final. And then I'm just trying to rush and put the pieces in, and I think that's when I get like a lot of trial and error, and that takes a lot of time because I'm just like, I'm trying to be as fast as possible, and then I don't know, it's like a reverse effect because obviously it slows me down. It's better when I just stay calm and then I search for the piece and then I see the shape that fits and then I just put it in. It takes a lot less time to do that. So yeah, there's one thing I have to learn. I've got 6 months to go, but it's just like I need to learn to calm down because I think it really throws me off. I think it's just one of those things when I was getting close to 1 hour and yeah, I started to panic. So I need to work on that, definitely. The next puzzle is from Circle of Colors and it's called Animals. This puzzle I was really looking forward to doing because it looks so bright, fun and colourful, and I think it's got quite clearly divided sections as well of the colour because they're not actually lines, I'm just realising that now. But like when you look at it quickly it seems like there's actually lines like exactly where the colour separates, but I can see that it's actually a gradient, so yeah. Really looking forward to doing that one because some of the circle puzzles I don't really enjoy that image, so when I saw this one I was like, oh nice, I really wanted it. So when I opened the puzzle my initial thought was to start sorting, but then I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna flip the pieces over, and I did. And I think it was a really good idea that I flipped all the pieces over because I thought I'm just gonna go by color, but then animals were actually standing out to me more than colors. And then when I did those ones, different animals started to pop out to me. So it was really easy to kind of like close everything up. And then the color difference was so obvious as well. So I was just, this puzzle was flying together. I really, really enjoyed it. "46.54 minutes for this puzzle." Like I mentioned, I really loved that puzzle. It was really good. Is this the puzzle that set my new personal best? Well, something that you're gonna find out later on, because we've still got 2 more puzzles to go. I already mentioned, but I absolutely love this puzzle. It was maybe one of my favorite puzzles that I've done. Well, we don't know yet. Maybe Dandellions is gonna be better. just kidding. But yeah, so one thing that I want to point out with this puzzle, because when I was doing the Pokeball, it was quite easy for me. I just kept spinning the puzzle. What I realized with this one, I should have thought of that sooner, but I didn't even think of that. So I started with like the animals at the bottom. I don't know why, it was probably standing out more for me. And then I started moving towards the top, and I realized that actually the entire puzzle is like, it's got a direction. And then I started to stretch over, because obviously, I mean, it's a big puzzle, so I couldn't just turn it around, because then everything would be upside down. So that's the one thing I noticed, because I didn't have this problem before. Like I've done, which one was it? It was the ocean one. The ocean puzzle had everything kind of rotated to the center, so you could spin the puzzle basically. And donuts I've done, they were like, they didn't have direction either. The Pokeball didn't have direction. So this one I think was the first circle puzzle that I did that actually had a specific direction, and it kind of threw me off. But still, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I've got 47 minutes on it. So this is the first time I broke the 50-minute mark on the puzzle doing it for the first time. So this is insane. Like, honestly, I'm so proud of myself. But it was an easy puzzle. It would be really interesting to see how much I could improve if I did this puzzle again. So maybe if the sun comes out, I might as well. I'm not gonna see Nina until the next competition, so I've still got some time. Maybe I'm gonna redo this puzzle. We'll see. Up next is a nature edition puzzle called Dandellions at Sunset. There is only one reason I would put myself through doing this puzzle, but it's because they had nature edition last year. So I just wanted to know if I could get my time under 90 minutes, because yeah, I'm not trying to do this one under 1 hour. Like for all other 500-piece puzzles, my mark is like 1 hour, but for this one is like 90 minutes. It's like, I'm not even gonna try to be, you know, quicker than that. So that's gonna be my mark for this one. But I have to say, my battery died during filming, so it actually missed the ending of putting the puzzle together. So you're actually not gonna know my time until I come back here. But until then, you can enjoy wondering if I managed to break the 90-minute mark. So this puzzle started off really, really, really well. Like, I'm not gonna say that for many puzzles, but that sky was so easy to do. But when I realized how little, like there was only 4 or 5 rows of that sky, I was like, oh god, what have I done? And after I used up all the sky pieces and just saw all the green, it just made me not want to do the 5,000 piece puzzle, because I was like, this is only like 300 green pieces, I'm gonna have about 3,000 of them. Anyway, there was actually a structure that you could follow, because obviously when the picture was taken, all of the dandelions are a lot bigger at the bottom of the picture, and then they become smaller and smaller. And you can actually see that texture. And also, all of the grassy bits are more yellow, closer to the sky, and you can actually see the gradient. Sometimes what can really save your time is knowing when to shape sort, because a lot of the time I just don't do it because I'm like, oh, I've got too many pieces, I'm not gonna do it, I can still find something, and then I just waste so much time just searching for the pieces, and then I give up and I'm like, I do the shape sorting. The video cut off, so we don't actually know if I managed to do it under 90 minutes, but what do you think? Did I? Should I keep you hanging in there for a little bit longer? No, just kidding. So I did it in 1 hour, 22 minutes and 32 seconds, I think, which means that I broke the 90-minute mark, which I was really happy about. And actually, as much as I was scared of doing this puzzle, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it did put me off of doing the 5,000 piece puzzle that I'm actually gonna start today. But oh, yeah. The puzzle itself, I quite enjoyed it. I don't know how loopings would be, no idea. I don't know how the the Storm one would be that they had, I think, in Group F. No idea. This is the only Nature Edition puzzle I did, and I would be willing to try some others because I thought it's gonna be a lot worse than it was, but it wasn't too bad. I quite enjoyed it. You just have to be rested and have a good daylight. This was the first puzzle of the day because I said I want to have the difficult one out of the way, you know, and then do the square one for the last. I was actually planning to do this one before doing Dandellions, but I was like, I don't want to have the hardest puzzle for the end, so that's why I swapped them around. Was that a good idea? You're about to find out. Up next is a square puzzle and it's called Geometric Design. So I was really looking forward to putting this puzzle together because it just looks so bright and colorful, and it also has very clearly divided sections. Like, I know there's quite a bit of black, but it feels like there isn't a lot of, like, if this entire triangle was black, I would be probably a little bit worried, but because the lines are quite thin, I don't think it should be a problem. The one thing that I didn't know about this puzzle is like if I should sort or just flip, because I used to sort all the time, like that was always my method, but since I started speed puzzling I realized that takes a lot more time, because sometimes it can be like 10-15 minutes for you to do the sorting. Like some people are already like a third through the puzzle, you know, and you just finished sorting. It's like you really have to decide when it's smart to sort and when it's not. So let's see what I decided to do. So I decided I'm just gonna do the full flip for this puzzle because sorting can slow you down sometimes. So I decided to just flip and obviously eliminate the frame. And the pieces for this puzzle were a little bit bigger than normal 500 piece puzzles. I didn't really mind that. And when I full flipped, I think it was quite easy to eliminate all the pieces with the same color. When I got to the yellow part, I actually got a little bit stuck because there was quite a big section of the same color and there was no gradient in the color at all. I basically had to go from the shape of the pieces only. After I finished that, I realized that this is not gonna be a walk in the park. And after I finished the yellow section and saw what pieces I've got left, I realized that I'm doomed. I planned that I'm gonna finish this puzzle in under 1 hour because, you know, it's a 500 piece Ravensburger puzzle and that's the plan. And as you can see, it didn't go as planned. So I had some errands that I had to do because it was time sensitive, I had to leave. That was such bad planning, honestly. Like, I left this puzzle for last because I thought it's gonna be the easiest puzzle and oh boy, was I wrong. But yeah, that zebra print was just like, oof, that got me. That was so tough, it was way worse than the black sections. So which one of you thought that this is gonna be my new personal best, huh? 2 hours and 37 minutes for a 500 piece puzzle. Yeah. And it's not even like a challenge puzzle. This was tough. So, my new personal worst. So now you know which one was my personal best. Yeah, it was that one. So what, 46 minutes and 54 seconds and then 2 hours and 37 minutes. Yeah, it's a big difference. So I think this is why it's so important to puzzle a lot of different puzzles that you're not familiar with, because if this came up at the Worlds, like out of the, let's say, okay, let's pick this scenario. You come to the Worlds and those are the full puzzles, like the teams puzzles that you get to choose from. Let's say they're 1,000 piece puzzles. So my initial thoughts would probably be go for those two puzzles, you know, because it just looks so easy because it's got so many different sections and it's so obviously divided. So for me, I would pick those two options when you see that either of those two would be a better option. And this is exactly what we did when we picked Orange Hell. And I think this is why it's so important. And I think this is where also the skill shows of people who puzzle a lot and know the difference, what's going to be difficult and what's going to be easier. It's a very important lesson to learn. So anyone who thought that this is going to be my new personal best, you have to do more variety of the puzzles, because don't get me wrong, I thought this is gonna be an easy puzzle as well. So it's not like I'm saying you have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't either, but it's just do more puzzles. Like, that's why I keep, anytime I see a 500 piece puzzle, I grab it and I put it together, because honestly, it's the only way to learn and the only way to improve. If this was like for pairs, I would be happy with that because it's got quite clear sections that you can divide between each other. And yeah, I just don't think it would be that bad. I still think it would take longer to do this one than any of the ones that, you know, we got last year. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing, I don't think they would give us square puzzles unless they would give this one for like the best finals. That would be funny. But yeah, it's like if they give us that at the competition, I'm gonna cry. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any like square Ravensburger puzzles anytime soon. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and I'll see you next time. Bye!